Hi my friends, it's Teresa. Today we're making this beautiful earring holder. It can hold earrings, necklaces, and bracelets. It is a quick and easy beginner-friendly project that is also fun to make and very customizable. So let's put down our tea and head to the designing desk and get creative. All right, so as I said, this is a very customizable project. So let's talk about the materials that you need. You're gonna need some yarn. You can choose whichever yarn you like. I'm using Stylecraft Special DK, which is a number 3, and I'll be using a 4mm hook. You can use any yarn you want. Just make sure that you use the hook that is recommended for that yarn. Okay, so the other things that we will be using today are, I got to get my little jar. I like to keep all my tools in a jar. We'll be using some scissors. We'll be using a yarn needle. And optional are stitch markers and a dowel rod. Okay, so a little tip for you. I like to keep my tools near me in a little jar. And so my stitch markers can kind of get lost down in there, and so can my yarn needle. So I take my stitch markers and put them together in like a little chain. And then I put one off to the side there. And then I take my stitch markers and I hook them to my scissors like this. And then I take the one off to the side so that, I can still use these and not bother this one. Take it off to the side and I thread my yarn needle in there, and then it's all good to go. It all hangs, all goes right in my jar, and when I need it, it's right there. And when I have to walk away, all of my tools are right there in my jar and I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so we're going to start by attaching our yarn to our hook. That would be by a slip knot. So we take our yarn, we're going to wrap it around our fingers, wrap it around behind, take our hook, reach underneath the first loop, grab the back loop, and pull it straight out like that while pulling your fingers out. Now tighten that up on your hook. And now our multiple is 3. So we're going to chain 27. And to chain, you yarn over and pull through that loop. Yarn over and pull through the loop. We're going to do that 27 times. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. All right, there's our beginning chain. Now this is one of those steps that's optional. You can get your stitch marker and put it in your 27th chain so that it's easy to identify, but that's just optional. If you want to stop right now and put that in there, you can. Okay, so now we're going to start our setup row. So we're going to chain 1, and we're going to go right back into number 27 with a single crochet. And we do that by putting our hook into the center of the V-stitch, poking it through. You see it puts two parts of that V-stitch on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull through 2. And this whole row is a row of single crochet. So you're going to continue doing that. Go to the center, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. This will give us a really nice foundation row for our fringe, or if you want to call them tassels, to hang from for this right here. So we're creating just a really nice foundation row to begin with these single crochets into our chains. So just do a row of single crochet and I'll meet you at the end. So I'm coming up on my last 2 stitches, and I just wanted to join you and make sure that you know that sometimes it can seem like that last stitch is really hard to get into, and that's normal. So a good way to know that you definitely have one more stitch is to keep count. And so you can always go back and count as you're going. How many single crochets have I done? I'm doing a starting chain of 27, so I should have 27. And there we go. That is our row of single crochet for our setup row. Row 1 of our pattern repeat, we're going to chain 2. 1 and 2. We're going to turn our work like a page in the book, and we're going to ignore these 2 chains. And so we're going to start with a double crochet right there in that very first stitch. And double makes me think of 2, so it means we need to yarn over to begin. So we're starting with 2. We're inserting underneath the V, so there's 2 on our hook there. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's a double crochet. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to skip 1. So there's our first one. We're going to skip the next one and go into this third one. So we're going to yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 1, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next. And that is this row's pattern. You're going to chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, all across this row. I like to say we're making little windows. We're chaining 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, all across. And when you're at the end, you should have 13 little window openings. Okay, I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I like to join you when I'm coming up on my end. So I've done a double crochet, I've chained 1. I'm going to do my last double crochet. This is the one I'm skipping, and this is the one I'm going to enter. So you can turn it towards you. You see that little V, go back, make sure you get underneath both. And that's why I like to let you know it's not easy. You just have to work with a little bit. So then you finish your double crochet. Now you should have 13 little windows. We're going to chain 2, 1 and 2. We're going to turn our work like a page in the book. And this time we're going to do a half double crochet in this very first stitch, because we're going to ignore these 2 chains. Half double has the word double in it, so that means we need to start with 2. So we yarn over, we insert into that very first, underneath that very first V, we yarn over, we pull up a loop, we yarn over, and we pull through all the loops on our hook, just like that. So now we're going to make another half double crochet, yarn over, we're going to insert this time into the chain space. We're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. We're going to do another half double crochet, we're going to yarn over, this time go on top of the double crochet right there, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. Now I like to say we're doing a whole row of half double crochets across here. I like to say we're going in the window with a half double and on top of the shutter with a half double. In the window and on top of the shutter. But you can do whatever helps you remember what you're doing. You're going in the chain space and on top of the double crochet all across. I'll insert a picture in here just in case you don't know what a shutter is. But I like to work in my little windows on top of the shutter too many strings, start over, on top of the shutter and in the window. So you're doing a row of half double crochets all the way across, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, I'm at my last little window here. I'm going to go on top of the shutter. I'm going to go inside the opening. And then here, I'm going to turn this towards me so I can see my V right there. I'm going to go underneath it, catch it, and there we go. That is the end of row 2 of your 3-row repeat. Now we're going to go to row 3. We're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work like a page in the book. We're going to once again ignore those 2. We're going to do a row of half double crochets on top of each half double crochet. So very simple and easy. We're going to yarn over, insert into the very first one, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on the hook. And you're doing a row of half double crochets. I told you this is a very simple, easy, quick and fun beginner project. It's just so much fun. And it really is going to help you learn to identify your ending stitches so you can learn how to have straight edges. It's going to help remind you your stitches because you're going to do repeating the same ones over and over. And it's just a lot of fun. And a nice project to have. I really have enjoyed mine. All right, so you'll do half double crochets all across the row, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, I'm coming up on the end of my half double crochet, row 3 of my pattern repeat. Just want to remind you, you can always go back and keep count if you're worried that you're off track. This is all about learning to be able to see your ending stitch, and so you can go right up underneath that V there, yarn over, pull through all 3. Okay, so that is your 3-row repeat. Super easy. You're going to be making the windows, and then you're going to be going in the windows with half double crochet and on top of the shutters. So, or in the chain space and on top of the double crochet with your half doubles. And then you're going to just be doing a row of half double in those half doubles. And you can do that for as long as you want. As I said earlier, this is so customizable as long as you have your multiple of 3. So you can go as wide as you want and you can go as long as you want. I've done some I did the white one, I think I did 12 pattern repeats. In the yellow one I did 9, and in this one I did 5. And so you can just go as long as you want. I thought the 27 chains, that was just a nice width for me, but you can go wider, and you just continue that until you get it as long as you want. Okay, so we're just going to do one more pattern repeat together because I do want to make this very beginner friendly, and I don't want to just leave you, assuming that you know how to start your pattern repeat again. So we're going to do this together one more time, and I'm only making a sample today anyway. So you come to the end. I'll take that out. I got a little ahead of myself. Okay, so you've just done your end of your half double crochet. We're going to chain 2, 1, 2. We're going to turn our work like a page in the book. And now we're beginning row 1 of our 3-row repeat, which is a row of little windows. And so we're going to yarn over because we're going to make a double crochet in this very first stitch right there. So make a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, skip one, double crochet in the next. You're going to do this right across your row. Chain one, skip one, double crochet in the next. Chain one, skip one, double crochet in the next. Making little windows. And for what's so great about YouTube tutorials is that they really are made, they should be in anyway, made for all levels of crocheters. So if you're a beginner, you get all the information you need to be able, and you can clearly see what you need to do, and you get all the information so that you can make a successful project. But as a more advanced crocheter, you can always just fast forward ahead and get to the, the information that you want. And so you can also get to work making your project. So that's what's so great about YouTube and being able to have tutorials at your fingertips is you really can go at your own pace that you need. You can rewind it and watch it as many times as you need. And that's what I'm aiming to do, to make a very thorough tutorial that leaves you feeling satisfied and successful. Okay, so I've come up with my last one. I've chained one. I'm going to skip this last one. I'm going to go into that very last stitch with my last little shutter double crochet. Now we're going to chain two because we're going on to row 2 of our pattern repeat, which we know is a row of half double crochets. We know we're ignoring our first 2. We're yarning over. We're going into the very first stitch with a half double crochet, and then we're going to go in the chain space and on top of the double crochet all across, or as I like to say, in the window and on top of the shutter all across here. Crochet should be fun. It can be mindless, it can be mindful, but at most it's just relaxing. I know for me, and I'm just going to chatter as I crochet because that's my mind starts thinking, my mind starts relaxing, and it's just what I do. So you can mute me or you can fast forward. But I think as well as sharing a passion that I have for this hobby, this art, I also want to share why it is so important to me and has affected me so much, in that it just relaxes my mind. It calms me. I just enjoy the art of creating something, but also being able to focus on what I'm doing instead of letting my mind just ruminate and worry and stress and think about what could happen or what I should have done or what I should have said or what I didn't say. I could just say, where am I at? Oh, half double crochet on top of the shutter, in the window, and then this is my last one, so I need to turn it up towards me so I can make sure I can see it. There it is right there. Go underneath my V, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. There we go. So that was pattern 2. Now see, we're already on row 3. It's such a quick and easy pattern. So we're going to chain 2. We're going to turn our work, and now we're just putting a row of half double crochets into our row of half double crochets. So that's what makes crochet so relaxing and enjoyable, is it gives you something to focus on that is productive and helpful. It's a way to calm ourselves. That's why I like to work with colors that calm me, that relax me, that are pretty. I like to make things for people that I love and I care about. And so as I'm making the stitches, I could be mindful about my hopes and dreams for them. And thinking and putting out positive thoughts for them. Of course, I would say prayers. I'm praying over them. And like I say, that's what, I felt very alone when I started crocheting, and now a whole community has opened up to me. And so sometimes I just watch tutorials to, have some company and listen to someone talk about something that's not about politics or the world, just talking about an art of something that has been passed down through generations. All right, we're coming up on our last little bit. I got two more. See, there's one and there's two because it's up there. So one half double, and we're going to end with a half double. Okay, so for me, this is all the size that I'm making today for my sample. So you continue working until you have it the length that you want, and then you come back to me and I'll show you how to end it, okay? Okay, it's time to do our ending. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to chain one. You just finished with a row 3. You're going to chain one. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to put a row of single crochet right across the top here in each of those half double crochets. So we're going to go into the very first one, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. A row of single crochet. So in this project we have done single crochet, we've done chaining, we've done single crochet, we've done double crochet, and we've done half double crochet and single crochet. Probably already said that. I started thinking about what I was doing and couldn't talk there for a minute. Okay, so you're going to go row of single crochet right across here. This is just going to give us a nice edging to finish off our work. And it will help a little bit with the structure of our project, as you'll see. Right across the top here with a row of single crochet. Okay. Just a note on the hook that I'm using. I love Hiya hooks. I just do. I don't like my hooks to have a grip or anything here. I've just found that I have arthritis in my hands, and so I tried all kinds of ergonomical hooks and none of them worked for me. But these Hiya hooks are so light that honestly I feel like I'm holding nothing. They glide right through the yarn. I've not used anything else since I've started using them. These are my favorite. Okay, so we're coming up one, my last two. All right, so there's the last one. You need to turn it towards you to make sure you find it. Insert in there, and if you have to fight with it, you fight with it, You use your fingers, you say, hey, I know I've only done 26, I got one more. There you go. Okay, so now you're going to do a little math. Okay, but if you're following me, I've already done the math for you, so don't panic. But here's what happens. We want to make our hanging chain. And so your hanging chain, see this right here, our hanging chain. So what we're going to do is you're going to need to chain whatever your multiple was. You're going to double that plus a little more. So we have we chained 27. And so I said, well, 30, because 30 is a little bit more. 30 and 30 is 60. So that's what we're going to chain if you're going along with me the same size that I'm doing. You want to chain 60, and that was going to give it enough to hang from. So now we chain 60. We're back to chaining again. So we get to learn all of our great new skills. So we're going to yarn over, pull through the loop 60 times. And I will catch you at the end because I need to count and I can't count and talk at the same time. Okay, I'll meet you at the end after you've done your 60 chains. Okay, so I've got my 60 chains. I'm going to take my work to the opposite side. I'm going to pick it up. I'll flip it over and I'm going to go right into that stitch, and I'm going to slip stitch. And the slip stitch is you yarn over and you pull through all the loops on your hook just like that. Okay, I'm going to slip stitch to secure it. I'm going to go back to my tool jar. I'm going to grab out my scissors and I'm going to cut a decent sized tail. Okay, then I'm going to take that, I'm going to yarn over and pull it through that loop all the way, and I'm going to pull tight and see how it just did a little knot there. Okay, so now I'm going to go and take my yarn needle, take it off the little hook here, put my scissors back out of the way, and now I'm going to sew this in. And this is really going to help secure my chain, my hanging chain. Okay, so what I like to do, I'm just going to show you what I like to do. I like to go right back in there into that same little hole. And then I like to go down my work in through the center of it, across and back up. So it's sort of, and then I come right back out that same hole. So I sort of make a little square with mine. That way when it starts to move around and such, and I like to go, like I said, right through the center of my stitches, which really helps if you're doing, I've changed colors, because you really can't see it. It's almost invisible. But with this all being the same color, you wouldn't be able to see it anyway. So I just go right through the center. I try to find, you know, really good tight stitches. Put it right through there. I like to pull on it. And then start going back up, making my U-turn through the center. Sometimes I do pull it out. Okay, and back right across here where I came in. You do it any way you want. That's the thing about crochet, is you do what works for you. Okay, and so then I like to kind of pull it a little so that I know, okay, it's kind of already been stretched. That's as much as going to come out. And then I take my scissors and I trim that off. All right. And now you have a wall hanging. Except for we're going to add tassels, which is optional. And so now I'm going to show you how I add tassels. I don't go and string this one in because, or sew it in, because it's going to go in with my little tassels. So let's start making tassels. Okay, so we're making tassels. And once again, you have to do a little bit of math. And so you're going to go by, and I like to say we're making curtains. We're making little curtains for our windows. And so you need to know how many windows you have, or how many little of these openings you have. And if you're following me, I've already done the math for you, so relax, don't worry about it. But what you're going to do is, it's according to how many little strings you want. Now, I thought that 2 was too scraggly. It wasn't thick enough. And 4 was too heavy curtains. And so, but 3 seemed to work out perfect for me. So whatever number you think you want for your little curtains, you're going to multiply that times how many windows you have. And so for me, it was, I wanted 3 strings in each curtain. So 3 times 13 is 39. So I take my yarn, I wrap it around my hands like this, and I kind of spread my fingers out a little bit. And so you're going to wrap it around 39 times. So I'm going to wrap it around 39 times and get my yarn situated. So you're just going to wrap around, wrap it around, wrap it around 39 times. And I'm not really doing 39 because I've lost my count right now. So we're going to do a little bit and then I will show you how to put on the tassel. Okay, so we're going to pretend I've done it 39 times. I can always make more. I take it and I snip off this from my yarn, from my skein. So we have this. I take it off my fingers, keeping my little loop going there. I wrap just one finger around the loop. Now this is the part, you can do whatever works best for you. This is what I do. You need to be very careful. You don't want to cut yourself. You can lay it down like this if you want and cut that way, but I'm always afraid it's not going to be very uniform. So that's why I wrap it around my finger to make these little fringes. I know Anya used a chocolate box. You can do that way. So just take it. See, my finger's not in there. It's not going to get cut. There we go. You're going to set that aside. And now you have your little curtains or your little fringe or your little tassels, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I turn my work up like this. I'm going to grab 3 of these. Okay, so you're going to take your yarn, you're going to loop it around, you're going to take your hook and go inside your window. You're going to grab that loop and pull it up through the window. Then you're going to take this, and in this time I'm taking along my end here that needs to be sewn in too. So you're going to grab all that yarn, and I use my fingers to pull up my loop a little bit higher, and you're going to pull all those tails straight through there and pull tight. And we are making fringe. I love this. It just really finishes a project and gives it some beauty, some fun, especially if you like the boho look. It's just a lot of fun. So you just insert in the window, grab your loop, pull all your yarn, and see that how I missed that one? You go, oh, I messed up. No big deal. Take it back out, take them out, lay them down, straighten them up, straighten them up, so make sure you can see. Make yourself a loop, take your hook, insert into the window, grab that loop, pull it up through the window, go grab those ends, pull up that loop, and pull them straight through. And see, I missed it. And you can always just do it this way too. If you miss, go back through your loop, grab that one end and pull it in through there. And then you tighten it up. And you're going to do that all across here, all across your edge. So you can do that all across the edge of hanging your little fringe. As you can see, I've done it on this one. Then you can go back. I don't care about them being uneven unless they're crazily uneven, because once it hangs you don't see all that. So some are a little shorter, but I didn't want to go cut them all that short, so I have to live with a few, of my imperfections. But I really enjoy this, and now I'm going to show you how to hang it. Now you have your project right there. Let's see if I can back it up a little bit. You have your project right there that can hang just like that. But as you see, when I do that, when it hangs, it buckles just a little bit. So what I've done is, this is optional, is I take my dowel rod, I go from behind, I put it behind my work, I go on this end and I just grab it and loop it around and pull it through there. And then I go over here, loop around just like that and pull it up, and there you go. It gives it structure. It hangs nicely. It's just, that's all you got to do. You just loop it around and hang it, and then you hang that up. And one of the things that I like about this, like I call it an earring, holder, but it can hold necklaces, it can hold bracelets, I mean all kinds of things. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe for more fun projects on this channel. I'll see you next time. Bye!